Did you guys hear that? Did that pick up on the mic? That hurt real bad. The morning went by slowly. I got dressed, ate, and then just sat around for a while. My mind was reeling from everything that had happened in the past few days. Today was my last day before I started working at my new job. I considered one of my mom's romance novels for a moment, but then the crackle of the intercom made me jump. Good afternoon, everybody. We are now hosting several games in the community center. Board games, card games, you name it. Non-essential personnel are free to participate, as are all residents who are not otherwise preoccupied. With a jarring snap, the speaker shut off, and I was left with a choice. Read Sexy Man number 5, or check out what was going on in the community center. I think I would rather go to the community center. There was bound to be something interesting to do. Anything was better than just sitting in this small room all day. I was just starting to look forward to my new job. At least it would be something to do. The hallways weren't too busy. Maybe a lot of people had decided to stay in their rooms. Or maybe they were at the community center? When I walked into the community center, I didn't see too many people. I thought it would be packed, but it wasn't. Few people who were here were standing in small groups. There were a dozen or so tables set out with things to pass the time. Snacks had been provided where they typically offered coffee. Mom was sitting at a small table, playing a type of card game. I knew she would be here. There were a few people in the corner shouting and laughing. They appeared to be arm wrestling. Another table had some odd-looking board games I'd never seen before. Then there was charades. I could see a small cluster of people miming and laughing about something. I felt more interested in checking out the noisier areas, so I could just quietly listen. I probably wouldn't notice if I wanted to sneak away either. Arm wrestling? Are you kidding? Hell yeah. I headed towards a group of people hooting and surrounding two people locked in arms. A heavy hand rested on my shoulder. I turned to see who the hell was touching me. Oh, hey buddy. It was Vince, with a big goofy grin, and Tabitha was standing beside him. Come to arm wrestle? Think you can take me on? No. I definitely don't think I can take him. I don't think anybody can take him on. His biceps are the size of my head. But I'll try and be, sociable, right? No, I'll try. No, but I see no harm in giving it a go. Don't break it, alright? No need to worry about that. Vince sat down at the table and held his arm out. Tabby covered her face and groaned. Dad, it's my turn. But Tabby, I'm not sure Zora can handle you yet. Whatever, Dad. Let me try first, then you can give it a go. I shrugged. Sure, why not? I could see where this is going. Vince shared a look with me, and I gave a slight nod. I sat down and held my arm out. We clasped hands. Vince put up a good show of a struggle, so I played along. After a few moments he gave, and I slammed his hand down on the table. No way! Tabby Cat, you have to defend our family's honor! She beat you? Yeah, can you believe it? Oh, this is adorable. Well, it's my turn. I grinned and held my hand out to her. She sat across from me and eyed me suspiciously. You're not a cheat, are you? Cheat? No, of course not. Tabby took my hand and pressed against it with all her might. She was actually pretty strong, so I made a show of fighting her off as hard as I could. After a few moments, I let her slam my hand against the table, and then pulled it back to shake it. You're not kidding. Your daughter is way stronger than you. Told you. I know, it's because she grew up on fresh fruits and vegetables. Oh, you were born here. Tabitha nodded. Someone yelled out Vince's name, and then they were both pulled away. That was adorable. After some time had passed, I decided to call it a night. I had to work in the morning. It was an odd feeling. Mom had returned late and happily updated me on all the gossip she had heard today. I listened to her go on and on until I finally fell asleep. Well, gossip means nothing to us because we just moved here. What are you gossiping for? You don't know the people that are being gossiped about. Week 2, day 1. Excellent. I got up and headed out to grab a coffee before work. I bet I look super cute in the outfit, in the uniform. I walked in as everyone gathered around Vince. Someone pushed a uniform into my hand and then urged me onwards. Alright, children, if you're new, pay attention. I don't like to repeat myself. Assignments are on the board by your name. If it doesn't make sense, ask someone. You must carry one of these around at all times. He held up a small black box. It almost looked like some kind of radio. If they go off, come back here immediately. It means that there's an emergency. So, whatever they were would go off in case of emergency. Okay. If you're not fit, then you need to get fit. We don't have easy sit-around jobs in the security force. You need to be able to run, fight, and lift. If I see you aren't making an effort, then you're out. You'll have to try find another position in an easier department or be exiled. The choice is yours. I clutched my new uniform against my chest. I need to spend some time in the gym. Shit. Well, yeah, obviously. I think of us like a family. If you have any problems, then you can come to me. I encourage you all to get to know each other, take care of each other, and remember who will have your back if things go badly. I fell quiet and glanced around the room. I looked around. Were we supposed to say something? Now get to work. As soon as he finished speaking, he was immediately pulled aside by someone. I looked down at the clothing in my arms and followed the others to change. When I returned, Ava stood with some of the other officers. They began to walk us through the job board and what the various assignments meant. I do look cute in the uniform. Not as cute as Ava, though. Zora, you'll have to do paperwork today. So lame. Paperwork? Yeah, you have to file the reports. It's really boring. I guess I'm glad I don't have to do it. She smirked at me, and then someone called her away. Someone else pointed at me towards a desk piled with paper and folders, so I got started. Hey, at least you got time to get fit then, if you're gonna be doing paperwork for a while. Work was pretty intuitive, which was a relief. The room was a bit rowdy, but overall friendly. Work was over, and I had some time to kill. So obviously I'm going to the gym, are you kidding me? Like, I would be stupid not to. I walked in and saw Micah pacing around the walking track. He was walking fairly slowly and seemed deep in thought. No. Leave him. Just leave him be. I turned and quietly left him to his pacing. I'll go, ooh. What on earth? How on earth did that happen? Oh, it's really stuck in there. Ow! What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna go get some water. Oh, hi, Tommy. Wow, you came out of nowhere, little Bobby. You really spooked me. I swear he just materializes out of nothing. Can I get through, Bobby? You're in the way a little bit. Excuse me, Bob. Don't try and bite me. I'm just trying to fucking leave my room. Excuse me. Okay. I have received water. And I am ready to play more. Woohoo! I got up and headed out to grab a coffee before work, again. As always. I spent the day working out, tried to get myself ready to pass the next fitness test Vince threw at me. Work was over and I had some time to kill. Well, apparently I already did the working out. Jude recommended that we go to Icarus, whatever that is. So, it's a bar, I guess. Walked in the area that had been labeled Icarus. There were a few familiar and unfamiliar faces spread out through the room. Oh, who are you? A woman stood behind the bar, handing out booze for beads. She eyed me suspiciously for a moment, and then went back to work. There were dartboards, pool tables, card tables, and even a jukebox. Music played, but I didn't recognize it. It almost seemed like more like a rattling in the background. The woman approached me. Her scrutiny was starting to make me nervous. Beads for booze. What you want? Oh, are you the bartender? Yep, and I used to own a place similar. I like to think of this little place as mine. The mayor doesn't mind? She shrugged. Call me Sam. Tell me what you want. Ask for her recommendation. Sam shrugged and looked over at the various booze bottles. Oh, it doesn't even say booze. My brain just inserted that there. Okay. Okay, try again. She shrugged and looked over at the various bottles lined up behind her. I'll make you my specialty then. Nothing's better. She handed me something that looked elaborate, but tasty, and then she walked away. Spent some time quietly watching people go in and out of the place before getting bored and going back to my home. It was getting late and I was tired. Time for bed. Okay, so now we finally met Sam. Have you met Tabby yet? Tabby. That doesn't... Wait, does that sound... Oh! Tabitha, the little girl. Okay, sure. So we have Tabby, but not Vincent, which is interesting. Trevor's the rude librarian. Okay, so I think we've met everyone here then. Got up and headed out to grab coffee before work, as always, of course. Just another day in the security force. I filed old reports and cycled out the ones that were too old to be addressed in the future. Same old, same old. Work was over and I had some time to kill, so let's go to the gym again, I guess. Did you guys hear that squeak? I think that was my dog's squeak toy. I walked in and heard some loud thuds and grunting. Oh! Sam was beating the shit out of a punching bag. She wasn't wearing any gear and her hands looked a little red. I don't know if I want to mess with her right now, to be honest. Yeah. I'm concerned. I am... Okay. Shouldn't have done that. I made a quick exit. As I walked out, I could hear the intensity of her punches slow down. Oh, maybe she liked that. Well, nothing changed, though. Okay. Got up, headed to grab coffee. Spent the day working out. Trying to get... Okay. So we've reached the part where it's, like, sort of more, like, grindy. Kind of, like, repetitive. Just kind of, like, doing everything until you get, you know... Let's go back to Icarus. See if we can run into Sam or something. Nothing particularly interesting. There are a few things I could do. Try to relax. Whiskey with ice, most alcohol possible. Let's just... Let's just take out. Who goes to the bar? No. Who goes to the bar to drink of water? I like the burn of the whiskey. I ordered whiskey on the rocks and sat at the bar by myself. Okay. Oh, we did something different today. We worked in the armory, taking inventory and signing things out as needed. Same old, same old. Walked in, but Mom stopped me. Oh, well, doesn't she just look adorable? Look at her with a cute little outfit. Oh my goodness, sorry. There you are, I've been waiting for you. All of the departments are having a party at the bar to celebrate the first week of work. Come on, get ready. What, really? I sort of remembered someone talking about it, but I hadn't paid attention. Yeah, come on, let's go. It'll be fun. I don't know. Is it mandatory? I just got home. Come on, Zora. Let's go celebrate. Hurry up and get changed. She took my hands and squeezed them. Okay. Got ready and headed out to the party. I would rather stay in my bed, but Mom really wanted me to go. Icarus was really busy. The music bounced off the walls and there were people everywhere. I looked. Everywhere I looked. I felt a hand on my shoulder and looked to see Mom giving it a squeeze. She pointed off somewhere and then left. I assumed she wanted someone she wanted. Okay, no way. No way. Mom brought me to a social event that I didn't want to go to and then left me the first chance that she got. No way that that just happened to me right now. Oh my god. I'm never speaking to her again. I can't imagine something. I cannot imagine doing something worse to a person. Let's see. I assumed she saw someone she wanted to talk to. I was on my own now, and the warm, stagnant air was already starting to make me feel claustrophobic. Drink. Maybe I could find a quiet corner somewhere. Needed to do something other than standing here awkwardly. Just walk out. No, Mom wanted me to be here, so I'll find an empty booth. I walked around until I located what appeared to be an empty booth, but when I got closer, I saw it was occupied by Micah. Oh, okay. His face was hidden by a book, and he was pressed against the wall as far as he could get. There were a few empty glasses scattered in front of him. Couldn't fight the curiosity and decided to investigate. Dr. Everett? Michael lowered the book to look at me. He cleared his throat. Miss Phillips. What you doing? He set his book on the table and cocked his head slightly. I'm enjoying the party. I tried not to smile, but I failed. I should request your company. Pointed at the seat behind him. He was still attempting to be ultra polite, but the alcohol was making it difficult. I sat down with him, and he closed his book. What were you reading? An old favorite. Do you have a favorite book? Oh, I love a good fantasy novel. I'm a big fan of Rise of the Hawks. I'm unfamiliar. Perhaps I will look for it at the library. It's not in the library. I own that one. I found it in one of those large metal boxes. Metal boxes? Yeah, in the ruins down south from here. He nodded and seemed lost in thought for a moment. I've been there, but it was long ago. You can borrow it if you want? He raised his brow and looked at me, snapping out of whatever memory was clouding his mind. You would loan it to me? Then I should loan one to you. He looked down at what he was reading and handed it to me. Here. Well, not while you're in the middle of reading it, man. I insist. In exchange, loan me the Rise of the Hawks. I smiled and took his book. I looked down. I saw the slightest hint of something on his arm beneath his clothes. Whoa, do you have a tattoo? He jerked his hands back and scooted away from me. No. But I will see you around, Zora. Please excuse me, though. I have had too much to drink, and I must retire for the evening. Sat for a minute before realizing he wanted me to move. He was trapped until I did. Please. I moved to let him out. Good night, Micah. Good night, Zora. I hope to see you again soon. He left in a hurry, his movements a little sloppier than usual. Couldn't help but wonder what he had been so freaked out about. The night wore on, and it was time to go. People were leaving, the music was turned down. Sam looked ready to start physically kicking people out of the bar. Mom joined back up with me, and we walked home. Interesting. I am admittedly a little more interested in Micah now. What's going on with that guy? I felt like hell. Mom had already left. She must have decided to let me sleep in. My head was pounding. I rolled out of bed and stumbled to the kitchen sink for some water. The chill felt really nice on my forehead. It'd been a long time since I had felt this way. I glanced around the room and tried to find something to provide relief. I could just go to the clinic. Maybe they had something for the pain. Or I could just go back to bed. Go to the clinic! You could bring your book. Now that I had an easy access to the clinic and medicine, I should take advantage of it. Also take the book that I had promised to lend Micah, or leave it for him if he wasn't there. See, exactly. Still early enough that the hallways were deserted. It was quiet, which was nice considering my headache. I walked into the clinic. It was dark for a moment, and for a moment I thought it was empty. Then I heard someone clear their throat and approach. The clinic is not open yet. I saw him, but he wasn't looking at me, just down at a stack of papers. Oh, sorry. Micah stopped and looked up. Zora, I did not realize it was you. I've got a pounding headache, so I was hoping you'd have something for it. Of course, come with me. He led me towards the medical supply closet and opened it. He pulled out a jar and handed me 2 pills. Fortunately for us, Camden has its own lab. Less to trade for, I assume. Oh, yes, thank you. These will be great. Oh, and I have your book. My book? You loaned it to me at the party last night. So, that is where it had gone. He sighed and his shoulders relaxed a bit. He smiled at me. I was afraid that I had misplaced it. Do you want me to go get it? Or, no. Please return it to me after you've after you've read it. Here, that's the book I promised to loan you. I pulled the paperback out of my pack and handed it to him. You promised to loan me a book. Don't remember much about last night, do you? I'm afraid not. I don't think he'd appreciate me teasing him. I want to, but I don't think he'd appreciate that, so I'll just tell him. Don't worry, you didn't do anything weird. We talked books for a bit, and then you went home. Oh, after giving me your book to borrow. Right, that does sound like me. Thank you for... not sure, actually. He looked a bit confused, but shook it off. Micah led me towards the exit, and we said our goodbyes. I was already starting to feel a lot better. There wasn't any work to do today, so maybe I could try to see someone. I mean, obviously. Oh my god, imagine going back to see Micah immediately after. I headed outside to walk around. I was anxious to stretch my legs. I started to walk in a random direction when somebody tapped me on the shoulder. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that fit. Oh, her tattoos. That's so cool. Oh my god, she's so awesome. She's so cool. Okay. Okay, be cool, Zora. Be cool. I almost choked on my spit. Be cool. Okay. Hey, Zora, I was heading to the gym. Wanna come? We can race. I turned to see Ava, standing tall with a large bottle of water in her hand. Race? Yeah, on the running track. It's more fun if you're with someone. Oh, sure. I suppose there's no harm in trying. Great. If it was anyone else, I'd try to get you to put money on it. I'm pretty fast, you know. Besides, you know how Vince is. Gotta keep in shape or you'll never hear the end of it. True. Gym was quiet. Hardly anyone was there. Ava dropped her gear and pulled her overshirt off, and then began to stretch. I averted my eyes before she caught me staring at her toned arms and shoulders. Luckily, I wore good shoes for running, and lightweight clothing. I hadn't planned to exercise, but here I was. You lied to me. She didn't take her... Oh, you lied to me. We can just race one lap, then just jog. She smiled at me and pointed her foot at the white line. That's the start and finish, okay? Alright. We stood behind the line and I tried to mimic Ava's stance. She ran the count, and then we ran. I took a few steps and already my lungs were on fire. I was dying. Made it perhaps another few feet before I had to stop and walk. My breathing was heavy. Ava continued to jog until she ran all the way around and met back up with me. Shit, are you alright? I'm sorry, maybe I should have let you win. Oh, sorry, that was her. I'm sorry, maybe I should have let you win? Why? I don't know. She glanced down and began to hop from one foot to the other. We could just walk? That might be good. She smirked at me. Well, I don't want you to die on me. I haven't been on the surface in years. I keep hoping it'll get better somehow. Yeah? I don't see that happening anytime soon. Yeah, I guess. I've got relatives on the surface still. They won't come here, though. What? Why not? Ava sighed, and for a moment, I didn't think she would reply. They say they're old and were born up there, so they'll die up there. She shook her head. Your parents? No, my grandparents, I guess? The people who raised me, anyway. I don't know if we're blood related. Oh. She shrugged it off, and, the movement elegant. She got quiet, so I decided not to bring it up, and instead I made small talk. I had a lot of fun with Ava, and after we went our separate ways, I wanted to shower. She planned to work out more. It's getting late, and I was tired. Time for bed. Yeah! Finally! Yes! Oh, yes! Ooh, boy.